Our next question comes from Kelly, and Kelly wants to know what the best way is to explain data suggestions and recommendations and findings to upper management.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Kelly. That's tough. I mean, I think that if you can identify meetings that you're going to be called into to talk about what you're doing from a marketing standpoint, I would use those meetings to bring up some key basic data points from Google Analytics about how your website's performing. I would start with the audience reports. So how much web traffic are we getting? What's the bounce rate? I would be the one, if I were you, to explain to your executives and your upper management what bounce rate means. I would explain to them what it means to look into the acquisition reports in Google Analytics, aka see where your web traffic's coming from. I would take those two steps first, and then I would stop there. I think that educating the upper management on just strictly on what this free tool Google Analytics can do to show them that there is data that exists is a great start. Then I would probably get into showing them some things like, we put heat mapping code on our website. There's tons of great products out there where you can get a code snippet, put it on your website, and you can see exactly where users are clicking, where they're scrolling to. And I think that kind of data can get their attention. So I would say, guys, we don't have to guess. We can just look, we can see where users are clicking, we can see where they're scrolling to. And I think that starts the conversation around what you can do, Kelly, to inform them of what's possible. The reality is, you're never going to really be able to convince a lot of people to do what you want them to do. But if you can control the conversation and educate them, then I think they're more likely to listen to you and your ideas later, because you're the one that you're seen as very objective, because you're looking at that data and you're educating them as to what's possible with it. So that's where I would start. But that's a tough one, big time.
Great. Thank you so much for that. We actually just got one more in the box, so I'm going to go ahead and ask that one as well, Paul. And this question comes from Shelby, and she wanted to know if there were any templates that you recommend for, putting your data in.
Google Data Studio is an amazing template for visualizing data, and it's free, and it's already integrated with your Google Analytics account. So I would actually start there. If you're looking at, and this actually goes back to an earlier question about how to get some executives to maybe look at this stuff. I think if you pull out your key points that you want to make in a meeting and go to Google Data Studio, I think it's datastudio.google.com, it'll integrate with your Google Analytics account, and then you can actually, turn it into line graphs, pie charts, things that are a little bit more visually pleasing. So in terms of templates to put your data in, there's always Google Sheets and stuff like that. But to make it more visually pleasing, I would say Google Data Studio. And I do not work for Google, by the way, at all. The tools are just free. They're already integrated. You're not going to beat your head up against the wall trying to get them to work. And so that's why I'm recommending them.
Yes, Paul, I will second that. We use a lot of those tools here at PowerPost. And I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Berkeley. She's got a couple of last comments to add in. Thank you all for your time today.
All right, guys. Well, the presentations are done and the Q&A is finished. So that means we have concluded today's webinar. I want to say a huge thank you to Paul for taking the time to be with us today and just sharing all of his knowledge on data. And Paul, was there anything you wanted to say before I fully wrap this up today?
Just thanks again to you, Berkeley and Chelsea, and all of the attendees today, and everyone at PowerPost. Data over opinions. Damn, it feels good to use data. Go out there and keep marketing, people.
All right. Well, as always, a big thank you to our registrants for tuning in and continuing the conversations on all things content marketing. PowerPost really appreciates your participation, and we hope to see you at future webinars. So I am going to hand it back over to Paul to let him talk a little bit more on what they have to offer to all of you.
Yeah, thanks, Berkeley, and thanks again, everybody, for taking time out of your day to listen to us. What I will say is that you heard me talk about spending 30 minutes a month in Google Analytics. I probably said it 8 or 9 times, and so what we want to do for you is, if you go to datadriven.design/powerpost, we want to give you a free Google Analytics analysis from myself and my team, and we want to show you how you can spend those 30 minutes a month in Google Analytics to get the insights that you need. Now, Google has a class for Google Analytics, but anyone who's ever tried to take it will know that it takes weeks and hours and hours and hours in front of your computer, which you don't have. So what we want to do is do the Google Analytics analysis free for you, and then we want to spend maybe 30 to 45 minutes on the phone with you, walking you through it and showing you how to use Google Analytics for 30 minutes a month moving forward.